Hi guys, so we're back in the garage working on the Suzuki Bandit. Haven't done anything since last week, I guess. Been out on the bike with top box Gav and been doing some work on the car. So like I say, I haven't really touched the Bandit, but today I'm hoping to get these carburetors back in. And I will just say at this point, I'm not really saying this is how you should do things. I'm just showing you guys what I've been up to. So let's crack on. So when I left you last time, I'd put the float bowls back onto the carb. It might be a little bit dark in here today, but so that's ready to go. So what I need to do next is these clips here. I need to make sure that every one of them is nice and slack, otherwise you just will not be able to push the carburetors back into their seats. So I'll crack on with that. Those carburetors push forward into those rubbers. That was a bit of a job to get them in, whether it's because it's colder today. I'd loosen the clamps right off, but I used this heat gun just to warm them up a little, not set them on fire or overheat them, just warm them up, and that was just enough and they slid in. Other than that, I was really struggling, so just be aware of that. This one's still got to go forward a little bit, and then I'll tighten them down. That can be a job. Right then, I've got this clamp here done up. It's a little bit dark in here today. Also there's a vacuum pipe I've just put on here that goes up to this, something to do with the emissions, I guess. Anyway, that's connected. The other two vacuum outlets on the two middle carburetors are blanked off, and the one on the other side will be the vacuum for the fuel tap. Also, while we're around this side, we'll pop this on, the electric part, and then put this little clip round it just to hold the cable in. I believe this is the throttle sensor. I don't know why it's got a throttle sensor, because it's not fuel injected or anything like that. Maybe it's something to do with the way the spark is delivered. I'm not sure. I'm not going to pretend I do know, but I do know you need it connected. Also, I was going to tell you about these wires here. There's 4 here. They actually go on the bottoms of the carburetors. They're like carburetor heaters, but I don't think in this country you really need them. But one of them is broken off on this right hand carburetor, so that's disused. It's got the connection there for the electrics. That would have been the one on this one. The other 3 are there, so I'll pop those on the bottom of the carburetors. You can just see them at the bottom of the carburetors there, so I'll pop those on. I can probably show you better from the top here. These 2 vacuums are blanked off with these like plastic rubber caps, and this one here is open, because this is the one when the fuel tank goes on, the vacuum will go onto here. So when that draws, that'll open the valve and let the fuel into the carburetors. Just check that the carburetor, the connections are working, that everything is working when you twist the throttle. That's fine. And here, these tubes here are where the overflows go on to. One there, there's one here. So if the carburetor is overflowing, it'll come out of those vents and go through the tubes, which are lying on the floor at the minute, and run down out of harm's way. keep it away from the hot engine hopefully. I'm not going to put them on yet because when I'm ready I'm going to fill up this carburetor through this pipe here. I'm going to use a funnel, put some fuel in, fill the carbs up, just check that they're not overflowing before I even worry about putting the tank on. So that way, if they are, I know that the float needles are getting stuck. Cool. So we're getting there. The next job I'm going to do is reconnect the air filter box to the back of the carburetors with these clamps here. That one's a bit twisted there. Look. So they push onto the back of the carburetor for the air filter which is inserted into there. So I'll get them on next. Right, there's the airbox in place, back on. So now I just need to insert that filter into the housing, and 2 screws. It just drops into these lugs at the bottom and then screw up. Here it is. The actual filter is in there. I don't know if I showed you last time. That looks okay. So that sits in there. That piece at the bottom, those 2 lugs locate into them 2 square holes at the bottom, and then it pushes forward. It's quite tight to get it in here, so I'm going to need 2 hands. I'll get that in, get the screws in. That's dropped into place, and I'll just pop the 2 screws in there. There's 1, and there's 2. Symbols. So there's the airbox going on with the filter in, nice and easy. This here is what connects to the fuel tank for the fuel gauge, and this one here is just the breather. There's a breather here, what came off the filter box, which I moved out of the way to get the carburetors out. That's just got to go onto that housing there, look, which I will do next. Right, and these on the bottom of the carb, that's what I was talking about before. They just pop on to the bottom, like I say, they're supposedly carb heaters, but like I say, I don't think they're going to be needed in this country, but you never know. If you got them, use them, but if they're not there, I don't think it's going to matter. Just got one more to pop on, which is proving a little bit hard to get to in the middle there, but I've done it before, so I'll do it again. Before I go any further, I'm going to need to put some fuel into the carburetors to make sure that the float needles are blocking off, not letting the fuel come out of the overflows. And I don't really want to put the tank on, so what I'm going to do is put some fuel down this pipe here, which obviously fills the carburetors. I'll be able to see the tops of the overflows through here and just check that they don't flood. That's the idea. Right then, so we had this fuel sitting in this funnel, filled the carbs up now for about 10 minutes. Hasn't gone down. Well, it has gone down a bit, but I'm guessing that's evaporation because I've got no lid out in the atmosphere. There's no leaks on the carburetors that I can see. If the float needles were not stopping the fuel, that would be going down, and also it'd be coming out of these overflows. So just trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah, the vacuum here for the fuel tap I need to block out if I'm going to try and start it. See if I can find something. Just stuck a bit of duct tape over it for now. Like I say, it's only just to try it. Does it need any choke? Give it half choke, eh? Fingers crossed. I'm going to have to pull the clutch in it, so I'll put this here. Oh, it's running. Took the choke off. Well, that actually sounds okay, doesn't it? What can I say? Hopefully this is the problem sorted. So that just leaves me to say I need to check this valve here with this tank. We'll get the tank on, connect any other loose bits and pieces up, and maybe get it for a little test run to see how it goes. I ain't got time now to do that, so that'll be in the next video. I need to adjust these throttle cables because I've had them disconnected or loosened up at the handlebar. But that doesn't sound bad at all. Fuel's just dropped into the funnel. What do you guys, catch you in the next one. Bye for now.